In this module 2 of chapter 2, we shall discuss on compactness of CAB, that is collection of all real valued continuous function over the closed interval a comma b. Also, we shall discuss on necessary and sufficient condition of CAB regarding the compactness of CAB, and this theorem is known as Arjola-Ascoli theorem. We shall now discuss on module 2. The title of module 2 is compactness of CAB. CAB is the collection of all real valued continuous function over the closed interval a comma b. Actually, CAB is not compact. If CAB is compact, then CAB should be bounded, but it should not be so. So, before proving the compactness of CAB, we shall recall some definition. Let capital XD be a metric space. A family, that is collection of all open sets, that is OI, I belongs to delta, where delta is an indexing set in x comma d, that is a metric space x comma d is said to be an open cover for x if every element of capital X belongs to at least one member of the open set OI of the family L, that is X is a subset of union I belongs to delta OI. So, what is the definition? A family curly L is equal to sequence of sets OI I belongs to delta of open sets OI in x comma d is said to be an open cover for X if every element of capital X belongs to at least one member of the family L, that is X is within the union of I belongs to delta OI, where delta is an indexing set. A subfamily of an open cover for X which by itself is an open cover for X is called a subcover for X. That means, if we collect some finite sets of capital L and that the finite sets cover whole X, then we say that the subfamily covers full X. Now, capital X comma d is said to be a compact metric space if every open cover for X has a finite subcover. Consider a family of all open intervals like minus n comma n, where n belongs to set of all natural numbers. Its members are open intervals and hence an open sets in the metric space R of reals with usual metric. We know that in a space of R, that is space of reals, every open interval is an open set. It is an open cover for R because R is equal to union of all such open intervals minus n comma n, that is R is equal to union of n equal to 1 to infinity open interval minus n comma n, but this open cover possesses no finite subcover for R, that is there is no sub collection of open sets minus n comma n which covers full R. So, that is why R is not compact. Now, we get a definition. A subset C of XD is said to be compact if as a subspace of XD C is compact in respect of definition. That means, if every open cover of C of a metric space XD has a finite subcover. As an example, although R is not compact with respect to usual metric, that means the space of all reals with respect to usual metric is not compact, already we have explained in earlier, but any finite set of R becomes compact. That means, if we take a finite subset of the space of reals, then it is compact. Consider CAB, that means the collection of all real valued continuous function, and the metric is taken as submetric, but CAB is not compact with respect to submetric. Otherwise, if CAB were compact, then CAB should be bounded, because we know that every compact set is bounded. Take Fn t is equal to n for n is equal to 1, 2, 3 and so on, and t is taken from the closed interval a less or equals to t less or equals to b. So, each Fn t is a constant function and these are continuous function. Now, dfn comma 0 function is equal to n. dfn comma 0 is equal to supremum of a less or equals to t less or equals to b modulus of fn t minus 0 t. 0 t is equal to 0. So, d of fn is equal to 0 is equal to n, which goes to infinity as n tends to infinity. If subsets of CAB satisfy certain criteria, then we can prove the compactness of such subsets. It is already known to us that every closed bounded subset in R is always compact by Heine-Borel theorem, but in metric space it is not generally true. So, it is our task to identify which subsets of CAB are compact and which are not. So, for this we shall now define some definitions on equicontinuous function and uniformly bounded function, and upon this definition we shall prove a theorem known as Arjala-Ascoli theorem. We shall now recall some definitions. A metric space X comma D is said to be sequentially compact if every sequence in capital X has a convergent subsequence. That means, if we choose any sequence in capital X, we can get a convergent subsequence of that sequence which we have considered. Note that a metric space is compact if and only if it is sequentially compact. Now, we shall give some definitions. A subset capital M of CAB is said to be uniformly bounded if there is a positive constant k such that modulus of x t less or equals to k for all t belongs to a comma b and for all x belongs to capital M. So, the consideration of for all x belongs to M must be noted. Note that the set of all real valued constant functions of real variables are uniformly bounded. A subset M of CAB is said to be equicontinuous if given any positive epsilon, there is a positive delta depending on epsilon such that modulus of x t 1 minus x t 2 is strictly less than epsilon whenever modulus of t 1 minus t 2 less than delta and t 1 comma t 2 belongs to closed interval a comma b and for all x belongs to capital M. Here it should be noted that delta depends on epsilon not x. Thus, the definition stands that a subset M of CAB is said to be equicontinuous if given any positive epsilon, there is a positive delta such that modulus of x t 1 minus x t 2 less than epsilon whenever modulus of t 1 minus t 2 less than delta and t 1 t 2 belongs to a comma b and for all x belongs to capital M. Now, let us take an example of uniformly bounded and equicontinuous functions. If we take the subset sequence of Fn of C01, that is, if we take sequence of all continuous functions over the closed interval 0,1 is uniformly bounded and equicontinuous, where Fn t equal to 1 plus 1 by n and t is taken over the closed interval 0,1 and C01 is equipped with sup metric. Now, let us take a solution. Now, modulus of Fn t is equal to modulus of 1 plus 1 by n, because we have assumed Fn t equal to 1 plus 1 by n. Now, the property of absoluteness, we get modulus of 1 plus 1 by n is less or equals to 1 by n, but 1 by n is always less or equals to 1. So, 1 plus 1 by n is less or equals to 2 for all n and for all t belongs to closed interval a comma b. Thus, we have modulus of Fn t less or equals to 2 for all n and for all t belongs to a comma b. So, Fn is uniformly bounded. Also, Fn belongs to C01 is equicontinuous. In this regard, we get a theorem, the theorem known as Arjala-Ascoli theorem. This theorem guarantees that under which conditions the subset of CAB is compact. So, the statement of the Arzelà-Askew theorem looks like this: a subset capital M of CAB with submetric D is compact if and only if M is uniformly bounded and equicontinuous. Let M is a subset of CAB, where CAB is the collection of all real valued continuous function over the closed interval a comma b, and let us assume that M of CAB is compact. So, M is bounded. We know that in a metric space every compact set is bounded. So, capital M is bounded. So, there exists a R greater than 0 such that capital M is a subset of BR x naught, where BR x naught is the closed ball centered at x naught with radius R, and the boundedness of M follows in the property of the metric space, and x0 is taken from CAB, that is x0 is a continuous function over the closed interval a comma b. Let us take x belongs to M. So, x belongs to M implies x belongs to BR x naught. As BR x naught is closed, so D of x comma x naught less or equals to R. So, for the consideration of x belongs to M, we have D x comma x naught less or equals to R. As x and x naught are the members of CAB and CAB is equipped with submetric, so we get supremum of modulus of xt minus x0t, where supremum is taken over the closed interval a comma b, and supremum of modulus of xt minus x0t is less or equals to R. Now, let us take a calculation. Now, modulus of xt less or equals to modulus of xt minus x0t plus x0t by the absolute property. So, modulus of xt minus x0t plus x0t is less or equals to supremum of modulus of xt minus x0t plus modulus of x0t, where supremum is taken over the closed interval a comma b, which is again less or equals to R plus L, where x belongs to capital M, because supremum of modulus of xt minus x0t is less or equals to R has already been assumed. Also, modulus of x0t less or equals to L for some L greater than 0, due to the fact that x0 belongs to CAB, and CAB is the collection of all real valued continuous functions over the closed interval a comma b. We know that every continuous function over the closed interval a b is always bounded. So, we have modulus of x0t less or equals to L for some L greater than 0. So, for arbitrary x belongs to capital M, modulus of xt less or equals to R plus L, where R is positive, L is positive. So, R plus L is again a positive and it is treated as a constant. Suppose R plus L is equal to L dash is assumed for all t belongs to closed interval a comma b. That means, modulus of xt less or equals to L dash for all t belongs to a comma b, implying that M is uniformly bounded. Let epsilon greater than 0 be arbitrary. Since M is compact, we know that every compact set is totally bounded, and if a set is totally bounded in a metric space, so it has a finite epsilon net. So, that is why here we have M is compact. So, there exists a finite epsilon net. So, here we have taken a finite epsilon 3 net, like set x1 comma x2 comma dot dot xr of capital M. Let x belongs to capital M. So, there exists an element xk belongs to the set x1 comma x2 comma dot 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 xr such that dx comma xk less than epsilon 3 by finite epsilon net property. So, supremum of modulus of xt minus xkt less than epsilon by 3, where supremum is taken over the closed interval a comma b, as x and xk are continuous function and CAB is equipped with submetric. So, supremum of modulus of xt minus xkt less than epsilon by 3, where supremum is taken over the closed interval a comma b, because x and xk belongs to CAB and CAB is the collection of all real valued continuous function over the closed interval a comma b, and CAB is equipped with the submetric. So that's why dx comma xk less than epsilon by 3 implies supremum of modulus of xt minus xkt less than epsilon by 3, where t is taken from the closed interval a comma b. Again, xk's where k equal to 1 to up to dot dot n are uniformly continuous over a comma b. Because xk's are continuous and xk's are taken from CAB, we know that every continuous function over the closed interval a comma b are uniformly continuous. So xk's are uniformly continuous over the closed interval a comma b. So we can find delta k where delta k greater than 0 and k equal to 1 to up to n, such that modulus of xkt1 minus xkt2 less than epsilon by 3 for all t1 t2 belongs to closed interval a comma b, satisfying modulus of t1 minus t2 less than delta k. This is due to the fact xk's are uniformly continuous over a comma b, and by the definition we have obtained this. Let us take delta is equal to minimum of all such delta k we have considered, and minimum of delta k is taken where 1 less or equals to k less or equals to n. So modulus of xkt1 minus xkt2 less than epsilon by 3 for all t1 t2 belongs to the closed interval a comma b, satisfying modulus of t1 minus t2 less than delta. Now let us take a calculation. Now modulus of xt1 minus xt2 is equal to modulus of xt1 minus xkt1 plus xkt1 minus xkt2 plus xkt2 minus xt2, which on absolute property the right hand side modulus of xt1 minus xkt1 plus xkt1 minus xkt2 plus xkt2 minus xt2 less or equals to modulus of xt1 minus xkt1 plus modulus of xkt1 minus xkt2 plus modulus of xkt2 minus xt2, which is again less or equals to supremum of modulus of xt1 minus xkt1, and supremum is taken over the closed interval a comma b. The second term remains invariant, that is modulus of xkt1 minus xkt2 plus supremum of modulus of xkt2 minus xt2. Here supremum is taken over the closed interval a comma b, which is again less than epsilon by 3 plus epsilon by 3 plus epsilon by 3 for all t1 comma t2 belongs to the closed interval a comma b, with t1 minus t2 less than delta, and epsilon by 3 plus epsilon by 3 plus epsilon by 3 is equal to epsilon. So thus we have modulus of xt1 minus xt2 less than epsilon for all t1 t2 belongs to closed interval a comma b, satisfying modulus of t1 minus t2 less than delta. As x belongs to capital M is arbitrary, it follows that M is equicontinuous. So on the assumption of the compactness of M of CAB, we have proved that capital M is uniformly bounded and equicontinuous. Now we shall prove the converse part. So let us assume that M is uniformly bounded and equicontinuous. Now we shall prove that capital M is compact. As CAB is complete, M is so. It is sufficient to prove that every sequence in capital M has a Cauchy subsequence. Let us take a set of infinite elements, that is T1, T2 dot 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 Tn comma dot 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 be a countable dense subset of reals in a closed interval a comma b. Suppose S1 is equal to collection of functions, that is f11 comma f12 comma dot dot f1n be a sequence of elements in M. The collection S1 is a collection of all continuous functions of M. So there exists a k greater than 0 such that modulus of f1i t2 less or equals to k for all I is equal to 1, 2 and so on, and for all t belongs to D, where D equal to the set t1 t2 dot dot tn dot 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 dot. Now let us examine the real sequences, say f1i t2, and I is taken 1, 2 and so on. Now it is clear that f1i t2 has a convergent subsequence, because modulus of f1I T2 less or equals to k. We know that every bounded sequence has a convergent subsequence. So, the sequence f1I T2 where I is equal to 1 to so on, there is a convergent subsequence, say f21 T2, f22 T2, comma dot dot f2n T2, comma dot dot dot. Let us take S2 is equal to set f21, f22, comma dot 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 f2n dot dot dot. Now, by similar reason f21 T3, comma f22 T3, comma dot 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 f2n T3, comma dot 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 has a convergent subsequence, say f31 T3, f32 T3, comma dot 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 f3n T3. Let us take S3 is equal to f31, f32, comma dot 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 f3n and so on. Continuing in this way, we get a set Sn is equal to fn1, fn2, comma dot 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 fn, which is a subset of Sn minus 1, in which set fn1 Tn, comma fn2 Tn, comma dot 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 fn Tn and so on is a convergent sequence of reals. Let us take the diagonal elements of the sequences. So, we have taken Gn is equal to fnn, where n is equal to 1, 2 and so on. So, S is equal to set G1, comma G2, comma dot 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 Gn, comma dot 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 is a diagonal sequence of elements. Now, from the mode of construction, Tn belongs to D and set G1 Tn, comma G2 Tn, comma dot dot Gi Tn, comma dot dot is a convergent sequence of reals. If I greater than k, consider modulus of f I Tn minus f kk Tn, where I greater than k greater than n, and knowing the fact that f I Tn, comma f kk Tn, comma dot 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 are members of real convergent sequences fn1 Tn, comma fn2 Tn, comma fn3 Tn, comma dot dot dot. Now, modulus of f I Tn minus f kk Tn goes to 0 as I comma k tends to infinity. So, modulus of Gi Tn minus Gk Tn tends to 0 as I comma k tends to infinity. So, it follows that sequence Gi Tn is a Cauchy sequence of reals. Finally, take epsilon greater than 0 be arbitrary. Since capital M is equicontinuous and S is a subset of M, we can find a delta greater than 0 such that modulus of Gnt minus Gnt dash is strictly less than epsilon by 3 whenever modulus of T minus T dash less than delta, and T comma T dash are taken from A comma B, and this is true for all members Gn belonging to capital S. Now, consider the family of all open intervals like Tn minus delta, comma Tn plus delta, with the midpoint Tn belongs to capital D. It is a routine verification with dense property of D in AB that this family of open intervals like Tn minus delta, comma Tn plus delta forms an open cover of closed interval A comma B. As by Heine-Borel theorem, closed interval A comma B is always compact and closed interval AB has a finite subcover. That is why closed interval A comma B is equal to union of open intervals Tn minus delta, comma Tn plus delta, where Tn is taken from D and 2 less or equals to n less or equals to n naught. Again, sequence Gi Tn is Cauchy, so there exists a positive integer k naught such that modulus of Gi Tn minus Gk Tn is strictly less than epsilon by 3 whenever I comma k is greater or equals to k naught, and this is true for all two less or equals to n less or equals to n naught. Now, if T belongs to closed interval A comma B, we find an integer n such that 2 less or equals to n less or equals to n naught with T belongs to open interval Tn minus delta, comma Tn plus delta. that is modulus of t minus Tn less than delta. So, for I comma k greater or equals to k naught and for t belongs to the open interval Tn minus delta comma Tn plus delta with 2 less or equals to n less or equals to n naught, we have modulus of GIT minus GKT less or equals to modulus of GIT minus GITN plus modulus of GITN minus GKTN plus modulus of GKTN minus GKT by suitable adjustment, and which is less than epsilon by 3 plus epsilon by 3 plus epsilon by 3, which on simplification we get this is equal to epsilon. Thus, we see that modulus of GIT minus GKT is strictly less than epsilon. That means, modulus of GIT minus GKT is less or equals to epsilon and supremum is taken over the closed interval a comma b, and this is true for all I comma k greater or equals to k naught. That means, d of GI comma GK less or equals to epsilon for all I comma k greater or equals to k naught, and GI comma GK belongs to CAB and CAB is equipped with the sup metric, and so sup of modulus of GIT minus GKT less or equals to epsilon for I comma k greater or equals to k naught implies d of GI comma GK less or equals to epsilon for all I comma k greater or equals to k naught. So, S is equal to set G1 G2 comma dot dot Gn is a Cauchy subsequence of S1, and as CAB is complete, S is convergent, and the proof is now complete. In this module, we have learnt some basic definitions of uniformly boundedness of continuous functions of CAB and also equicontinuous functions of CAB. Also, we have learnt a important theorem, Arjola-Ascoli theorem, that is a subset M of CAB is compact if and only if it is uniformly bounded and equicontinuous. With this, we come to an end of module 2 of chapter 2.